Welcome to the Bookers Alliance podcast, where we hold the pencil and the pencil is power. Coming at you right now is your host, Marky Mark, along with the man, the myth, the legend, Frank Donaldson. Join us as we discuss the ever-changing landscape of professional wrestling. So hang on tight, you jabronis, and enjoy the ride. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for joining today's episode of the Bookers Alliance podcast. Come on in the house, bring yourself up a ringside seat, get your popcorn, your sodas, your whiskey, get everything you need because, the ATL was hot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm waiting for my mic to come down from the ceiling so I could, there it is.
There
okay.
it is.
You got tech guys, you got to get that mic down from, I'm using the Saturday night's main event mic from the ceiling, but damn, you guys got to get it down here faster. What the
Producer,
hell?
find some new tech guys.
Exactly. You got to lower that thing faster. Damn, you saw the kick come over. What the hell?
So, today's topic, we're going to talk about let's get ready to rumble. We got the Royal Rumble coming up.
Oh, yeah. Got a lot happening and not a lot happening at this very moment. So it's a weird time in wrestling.
Weird time, but what ain't weird, though, is our sponsor for today. Got Wild Turkey Rare Breed Barrel Proof.
So we're going strong today.
Yeah, we got the
We're hard to
boys
paint
sweat
tonight.
today.
That's what they say. We're going hard
Was
to
that
paint.
Waka Flocka Fame?
There you go. We're hard to paint
Ooh, so
tonight.
you see, I've been hanging out with all the rappers down in the ATL.
Yeah, I mean, see, I saw, did you get on camera on Raw on Monday?
I tried.
Yeah,
But Billy Gotti blocked me out.
I had to go home. I had to come back to work, so I had to get out of there. I'm like, let me get home.
Little Yachty blocked me out. Quavo was over there smoking while he was smoking on the Netflix special. I mean,
Quavo and Jay did their thing on the entrance coming down, and I feel like Quavo got a little lost in there. Jay was like pumping up the crowd. I think
Just a
Quavo got
little.
to a point where he was like, wait a minute, what's happening right now?
all right, so let's give a toast to our sponsor. Toast to the Rumble. May your favorite win the Rumble.
All right.
Ooh, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah, there's definitely something in there.
Yeah, 116.8 proof, sir.
Oof. All right. It's going to be a show, guys. It's going to be a show.
Crank a diesel off of that one.
There you go.
All right. Oh, we got breaking news. Breaking
I
news.
thought you were having a seizure. Whoa. I was
Breaking
getting
news. Hold
nervous
on.
there.
I'm hearing in my ear. Breaking news. Yes. Okay. Yes, we'll let the people know. We'll be the official ambassadors for letting the people know this news. Okay. Thank you. Yes, sir. Clash at the Castle will now be held this year, emanating from Paris, France.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Do they got castles in Paris? Or do they mean like, is it Clash at the Eiffel Tower? Or
Somewhere.
is it going to be Terror at the Tower? Is that what they're trying to do?
Terror at the Tower.
Oh, yeah.
I like that
Trademark. That is mine. That is mine.
That's a TK special if I ever heard one.
Yeah, no kidding. AEW have that. You know what? AEW can have that. They need some help, so they need creative names.
let
So
them
you
have
guys
that.
can have it. Enjoy.
I was trying to think of something that rhymed with the Louvre, but that one just wouldn't work.
Yeah, I can't help you with that. Next time they go to London, though, they can have the Battle at Big Ben. They can do
There you go,
the.
the
I got
Battle
these
of
all
Big
day
Ben.
long. I could come all day. I could come with these all day.
But apparently, Paris, France, and kind of they gave the WWE Universe a show the last time they were over there in France, and now they have earned themselves a stadium show over there. So they're going to have Clash at the Castle, and Monday Night Raw will be emanating from Paris the following night.
That'll be interesting. I'm
Yeah.
really interested to see when we're going to be watching.
Yeah,
Monday
1
Night
o'clock in the
Raw.
afternoon.
Yeah.
1 o'clock in the afternoon, sir.
Well, and here it starts.
But you got to wait till August 31st to experience
Oh,
that.
okay.
It's
So
gonna be a while.
SummerSlam time.
Yeah, it's going to be a while.
So wait, Clash at the Castle is going to be in SummerSlam season?
SummerSlam may not be until September.
Oh God! So I'm totally against this whole back in the. So first of all, Royal Rumble being February 1st, not a fan, right?
So
Totally not a fan.
What will probably happen is SummerSlam, instead of it being at the beginning of or at the end of August, it'll probably be at the beginning of August.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. It'll be the lead in instead.
They'll have 3 weeks.
Yeah, because I was going to say doing SummerSlam in school season, really in the heart of summer anymore, right?
Nah, not really.
I got to do it before Labor Day.
Oh, also, late breaking news. Unconfirmed. That means the Bookers Alliance here is one of the first to kind of get the word on this one. It's being told that Triple H will now be inducted into the Hall of Fame as Triple H, not DX.
That's a switch.
That's
I mean, with being in quote unquote upper management, usually they don't get that recognition. They don't get those kudos like that. So if they're divvying away from it, now granted, Triple H has the resume to, be a Hall of Famer 10 times over. So I get it. But usually, I mean, it used to be a Vince thing to stay out of that. You keep yourself away from that. But, if they're changing that up and hey, I'm all for it. Why not?
Yeah, so apparently there was a kind of an all-hands meeting today at WWE headquarters, and Stephanie, Undertaker, and Shawn kind of surprised Hunter with the news that he's going to be the first inductee into the 2025 Class Hall of Fame, which kudos to him. Hunter, you deserve it. Everything that you have done over your career, even without the creative stuff that you're doing now, just on your wrestling career alone, you deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what is he, 15-time world champion, 14 times, something like that?
Yep.
Multi-time IC champion, multi-time tag champion. He's done it all. Won the Rumble, King of the Ring. Can't think any accolades that we have that he hasn't accomplished at some point or another. So yeah.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate he can't go back and challenge for the NXT championship.
If there was a way he could though.
Yeah, he probably would.
Yeah. And I got an inkling that he would probably go over.
Absolutely.
Just knowing who's in charge down there.
Just a little, yeah.
Yeah.
But with Hunter,
bury all the young talent, Triple H. Bury them all.
But with Hunter going in, we always have to ask the question:
Are you ready? Oh, that's not the question.
No, the question is, who inducts him?
Wow, that's a good damn question. I had to put my drink down on that one. First thought, like straight from the top of the dome, as you say that, Stephanie. Yeah, I would say I'd 100% say Stephanie.
The second thought that crossed for me would be Shawn. Stephanie or Shawn.
HBK could be a good one. Hey, I don't know how much of a Hall of Fame lead-in speaker HBK would be comfortable with being. So, but yes, plus, I mean, here at the Booker's Alliance, we're always advocates to get more Stephanie on TV.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm all for Stephanie.
We know who it won't be. It won't be Shane.
No, it definitely won't be.
I fear there's some residual resentment there.
Yeah, when somebody takes your spot, I mean, literally takes your spot. It's
not going to be Shane.
You're probably not going to be the one to induct him into the Hall of Fame. So yeah, let's not look for Shane to be there or to do it. I wouldn't be surprised to see him there, but definitely not doing it.
Yeah, out of everybody who could potentially induct him, Stephanie, Shawn, they're right up there. I could even potentially see Taker do it. Because I mean,
maybe before I would say Taker, I would probably think like Kevin Nash,
maybe, yeah. Maybe Nick Khan. That would be interesting.
Could be.
That would be interesting because
would be interesting.
Nick is somebody you really don't see.
Yeah, right. I don't know if we've ever heard him speak at an actual wrestling event. He's done public tours and things like that. He has to speak on those. But as far as like a wrestling event for the fans, I don't know if we've ever seen him speak about that. What about Linda?
Linda?
Yeah. I mean, you got to figure they've got some kind of, relationship there. Of course, that's our Secretary of Education. So, I mean, she don't really have time.
Yeah, no, she ain't got time.
No.
Paul inducting Paul. Paul Heyman inducting Paul Levesque.
Maybe, but I mean, after Paul's speech last year, I think that's as much of the Hall of Fame as they're willing to trust with him.
They're not going to give Paul a mic back.
No, I feel like that was as far as they were willing to go on trusting him on that one. So I think hang up your hat on that.
Not too many crowds you could do that in front of. Philly was definitely one of them.
Yeah, Philly was a homemade talent for Paul Heyman to do his thing there. But Vegas, I don't know about that.
So speaking of Hall of Fame, let's speculate a little bit. Who else could be going in this year?
I mean, so there's a wide variety, right? I've heard for the longest time. I mean, I've heard calls for Lex Luger to be in the Hall of Fame, and looking back at it, I get it, and I think we've talked about it before on the show. We've done Hall of Fame before. I think we talked about Lex before. Just the story that's going to come along with it. I feel like that's why the Vince-led era would shy away from it. Because inevitably the Elizabeth stuff's going to come up and none of that's pretty, right?
Right.
There's no way you're going to skirt around it. But I feel like in the Triple H era, especially considering the things Lex has done over the last umpteen years to try and, make a better person out of himself, I feel like he's earned it if anybody else has.
Yeah. Somebody who I think could go in, He actually has already been introduced one time before for a Hall of Fame class. Was it 2020?
2020, yeah.
Batista.
Yeah, when the whole thing got canceled. That was Batista's year. He was supposed to be the headliner that year.
And I mean, we're running into 2025. I mean,
well, he's wrestled since then. Remember, he wrestled his quote unquote retirement match.
Well,
I think his hang up though is, well, with Triple H going in, who's the headliner at that point?
Doesn't matter. Give me what I want.
Well, yeah, take what you want, but
no. Give me what I want.
Nobody's got to half-ass their Hall of Fame. I want to be the headliner.
No. Give me what I want.
Yeah, that is Batista's mantra. I mean, but what he don't want is to not be the headliner.
Yeah, I don't know. Could he go in? I mean, him and Hunter are great friends. Obviously with Batista, his career now is so deep and entrenched in Hollywood. His wrestling career is definitely over. Could it be Batista? I mean, who else could it be?
I mean, this past year, at least we lost Sid Vicious, Sid Justice, Psycho Sid, or just straight Sid, however you remember him. Unfortunately, he didn't get in while he was alive to accept the honor, but that doesn't mean he didn't deserve it of it. He should still be able to get in. So yeah. I think if anybody, he would be deserving. He should get in.
I just had a thought of somebody. I could be wrong. He could already be in there, and I just missed it. I'm not the historian. I'm not the historian by no means, but we run around here talking all the time about big men now, and we reference this man so much, and I don't think he's in the Hall of Fame. Bam Bam Bigelow.
I don't know if he's in or not either. I don't think he is. I know Vader got in after he passed.
Right.
Bigelow passed a long time before Vader, but I don't think Bam Bam's in. But, I mean, at this stage of the game, there's a lot of reference to Bam Bam. Bronson Reed credits a lot of his ideas and his look and things like that to Bam Bam. And I mean, Bronson Reed may not be able to wrestle right now, but he can hobble his ass up to the Hall of Fame and do an induction speech and introduce his family up. So, I mean, if he's not already in, then definitely deserved. I could 100% see that. If he is already in, then we're just idiots.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Which that could be too.
Yeah, right. Well, 116 proof. I mean, shit starts happening. So, hey, it could be that too.
It does. One other person that I could think of that maybe they could be doing for Hall of Fame, and obviously with the whole bloodline storyline going on right now, Umaga.
Yep.
Umaga could go into the Hall of Fame.
Definitely deserved. I mean, and it's been talked about before. I think there's even been speculation about, I guess he's going to be included in the upcoming video game this year, the 2K25. So, I mean, his name's circulating back around the company again. Hey, why not have it in there, apparently. But same question you asked earlier, who would induct him, though?
Yeah, it may be Roman.
Maybe, but...
Maybe The Rock.
Maybe. What about his son?
Yeah.
I mean,
true.
His son definitely wants a job in wrestling. I mean, he's working the indies, and anybody working the indies.
Is that Zilla?
Yeah.
Zilla Fatu?
Anybody working the indies definitely ain't shying away from a career in WWE. So, I mean, hey, if you get your foot in the door one way or the other, make it do what it do.
Yep. All right, let's talk about our main topic. Let's talk about the Royal Rumble. Obviously, we are recording this before the Royal Rumble. It's going to drop before SmackDown on Friday night. And as of right now, there's only 4 matches announced for the Rumble.
Yeah, not a lot to keep you busy there. But I mean, consider both Rumbles are probably going to be an hour.
They're an hour apiece usually, and depending on what they decide to do on the afterwards, when the last 4 people are down there and you get into a whole separate, 4-way dance. So, I mean, you could see a Rumble go hour and a half.
To hear our speculations on the 4-way dance, be sure and listen to last week's episode.
Absolutely.
There was a lot of interesting topics brought up there, so you could definitely relive into that and carry it over to this week, see if our predictions held true.
Let's talk about the ladder match that's going to happen.
Okay.
Obviously, the match that we're not going to talk about out of the 4 is the tag match. Not shying away from the tag match. It's just the other matches are potentially bigger at this point. I'm just being honest.
And let me ask a question. There's a tag match at the Royal Rumble this year?
And it's 2 out of 3 falls.
2 out of 3. So wait, we're going to see at least, well, more likely 3 falls. What 2 teams?
You got DIY.
Is it Viking Raiders or War Raiders versus whoever?
No, it's DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns.
Oh, hell, the other channel. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the other one.
Gotcha. Oh.
So let's talk about this ladder match for a minute. So things got really, really interesting here at Saturday night's main event.
Yep.
When we had the contract signing, of course, none other than the sexy boy himself, Shawn Michaels, got out there.
Did Shawn ride a horse down to the ring?
That brother's bow-legged.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of knee surgeries he'd have had in his life. So yeah, I get it.
Shawn, we feel you, bro.
Man, I know he's from San Antonio. I know it, but he lives in Florida now. Doing his job. But I thought he rode his horse down to the ring.
He got bow legs and one eye that don't focus very well.
Yeah, Shawn took a lot of beating.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
plus, he spent a few years with Sonny, so I mean that took a toll on him.
Sunny days.
Oh yeah, I guarantee that took a toll on him.
So we had Shawn kind of officiating the contract signing between Cody and Kevin. Interesting things were said. Kevin coming out there in a Cody Sucks Eggs shirt, which is phenomenal.
Good Texas throwback.
Throwback since they were in San Antonio.
Yep.
So
not too far away from the Double Cross Ranch in Amarillo.
So all of you who are really paying attention, y'all know what this is. This is Dusty Rhodes versus Terry Funk. That's what this is. It even started out like Dusty and Terry, because Dusty's and Terry's kind of whole quorum started in the parking lot. They caught him on tape. Terry approached Dusty about a booking angle, and they just went to town.
Yeah.
Just their friendship fell apart.
And they incorporated a little bit of Terry Funk and Ric Flair in there with the package pile driver and the Terry Funk pile driver to Rick on the hardwood table. Yep. Probably one of the first table spots I think I ever remember seeing.
Yeah.
That was like 89, and I mean, back then you never saw anybody work the table. If I remember right, he did the pile driver to Rick on the table. The table didn't even break.
No, table didn't break.
It held, and they just rolled off of it.
Yep.
And from what my understanding is, Rick was legit hurt on that one because they expected the damn table to. But 20, 30 years ago, they didn't know how to work tables then, so you were just hoping for the best.
Speaking of getting hurt, let's take a pause for a minute. We got to acknowledge somebody.
Oh, God.
We got to acknowledge somebody. J.D. McDonough.
Almost caught whiplash. He broke off so fast.
J.D. McDonough, you one tough son of a bitch.
Hell yeah. We got to give him his shot for getting through that match.
God almighty.
Anybody else was getting carted out of there. I mean, he should have been caught. Let's be completely honest. He should have been rolled on out of there and attended to in the back, because by the time he made it to the back, it all fell apart.
So if you didn't see Monday Night Raw, go back and look at the tag match where J.D. McDonough did a backwards moonsault off the rope, off the side of the ring there.
Then he did another backwards moonsault from his feet to the table.
He kind of overshot it and whiplashed back and neck first into the announce table. Might I add, the sturdy as hell announce table.
Yeah, not the new announce table with all the give that would have broke and just let him go through it. But this is the new reinforced announce table that apparently 2 or 3 wrestlers could stand on at the same time and dance, and nothing happens. So yeah, it's hard, and he took it.
But JD, everybody was concerned. Cole was saying somebody check on him.
Michael Cole instantly called for help. He knew. It happened dead in front of his eyes. He knew that man had to be hurt.
We heard Triple H had made some calls down to the ring a couple of times throughout the match, asking if he was okay. By the time he finished the match, I said that. He finished the match, walked back to the exit, and before he could get behind the curtain, he collapsed. They took him to local medical facility.
The closest one, I'm sure.
Bro has broke ribs and punctured lung.
Yes, and a concussion. They're not going to talk about. But let me just tell you.
Finish the match.
Yeah, let me just tell you, when that happened, then they threw the commercial. They showed the replay and threw the commercial. I'm like, well, this is going to be a shit show, because I'm thinking Dom's going to have to work the whole thing. Yep. By the time we got back, and I saw JD crawling up to get in the ring. I'm like, get the hell out. No way he's not injured. Zero chance he didn't get injured in that. Not only did he finish the match, he took most of the heavy bumps in the match. Now, side note, should he have done that?
Hell no.
Hell no. Should they have let him done that?
Hell no.
Hell no. They should have said, hey, look, we'll blow this match. We'll figure it out. We got plenty of time to roll over.
They should have been saying, go home.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up and move along. But, when you're asking a man, are you okay? Yeah, he's going to say he's okay.
Yeah.
But adrenaline was pumping like
Absolutely.
he had that Hulk Hogan adrenaline running through his veins. He was so fired up. He could have slapped Andre the Giant in the Silverdome, brother. But when all that wore off and that match, and that match was over and he had time just to collect himself, oh, hell, the bottom fell out after that. So, yeah, future reference, and we've talked about this before, guys, when you're out there in the ring and something like that happens, it's over. Tap out, head on back to the ring. You could have sent out Finn to handle the rest of that match. You could have sent out Liv. Well, not Liv, but you could have sent out Raquel Rodriguez. You could have done something else, right? Something else could have been done. Don't let JD finish that match. You attend to him right on spot because that looked dangerous as hell.
Now, let me say this. JD, this don't mean we ain't gonna still pick on you for having a big ass head.
Oh no, that's the only reason he survived. Anybody else, that'd have been done.
You just now a tough son of a bitch with a big ass head.
Anybody else? So that's why the concussion didn't get diagnosed
Right.
yet. It's gonna take him 2 or 3 days to get that laser in there to actually see what's going on behind that cranium.
Take a while.
Oh yeah.
All right, back on track. We're talking about the ladder match. So part of the contract signing was both of Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes had to relinquish their belts in order to be hung up on the belt rack there in the middle of the ring.
Did Punk call the Winged Eagle a replica? Yeah, screw Punk. How about that?
He did.
Ain't a replica. That's the authentic. That's the original. That's the OG.
Maybe not, but we'll digress.
We try. I try.
You try. But so the funny thing was, I don't know if you saw this meme because we haven't talked about it.
We both got the Kevin Owens belts, don't we?
That's right, we do.
Yes, and they're the equivalents.
Yeah.
I mean,
but the funny meme was, Kevin held that belt up and kissed it like he kissed it,
Yeah. And then they showed where
Sean's
HBK
picture
had
when
it
he
back
had
in
it, wore it
back
naked.
in the mid '90s when he was doing his Playgirl shoot. Yeah, I saw that too.
Like of all the
And
places
the
you had to kiss
caption,
it.
the caption I saw with it is "Be careful where you're kissing."
Yeah.
And I'm like, and as they show HBK standing there looking at him do it, and I'm like, and then they showed that other picture, and I was like, ooh.
But he also did it too because HBK kind of did the same thing. The childhood, the boy, his
that's
childhood dream. So there's a lot.
And then I remember Charlotte Flair kissing that NXT women's title, and God knows what happened to that poor title. That poor belt had to be retired after Saraya left the company. But no, enough said about that.
Yeah. But yeah, so this match, I do think this match is going to be deeply personal. This is not going to be a technical match by no means. You're going to see these boys tear it up outside the ring, inside the ring, up a ladder. Hell, you might even see it go backstage. There's no telling where this match is going to go. One thing, rest assured, that I can tell you to expect the unexpected with this match.
Yeah.
Everybody going into this thing thinking Cody's going to walk all over KO. Y'all know me. I'm a Cody fan. I ain't so sure Cody's walking out of this thing with the belt. And kudos to the booking for making me think he may not.
I'm glad you think it, because I remember what we said about Gunther, so I think we got to talk about that for just a minute.
Okay.
Going into Saturday night's main event, we said, should Jay win the title? Possibly. Will he win the title? Absolutely not. No chance in hell. They already got their WrestleMania play. When we saw the crowd at Saturday night's main event pop all through that match, thinking Jay had a shot to win, what was it, halfway through when I looked at you and said, damn, they should pivot and they should flip it. Jay Uso is so damn over right now. It is ridiculous.
I know why he didn't win at Saturday night's main event. I know.
Because we predicted he won.
That too.
That plays a part.
I think
listen.
I think the bigger plan is Jay Uso is your Elimination Chamber winner. And Jay is going to challenge Gunther again because he keeps going, I know how to beat him. And he's going to win the title at Mania for his Mania moment. I think that's what's
holy hell.
I think that's what's going to happen with Gunther's belt.
So let me ask before we wander too far off of that conversation.
Yep.
Is that a main event or is that just a match at WrestleMania?
That's an opener.
It could definitely be an opener, but is Jay a WrestleMania main eventer?
They're going to push him as such.
Whew. Well, and I think I saw somebody else say this, so I'm not trying to take credit for it, but
I don't think he's going to win the Rumble to get it.
No. Yeah, definitely not going to do that.
No.
But no, they were saying that, Jay and being pushed down our throats like Roman is, or like Roman was back in the past, to get to that main event level, it is happening organic. The only thing is, and we've said this before, organic champions, they don't have a long-term plan for it. So it looks great in the moment, a.k.a. Daniel Bryan, a.k.a. Cody Rhodes last year.
Yeah.
Looks great in the moment, but then when you go to the follow-up of like, okay, well, what are we getting in May, June, July?
I think your follow-up.
We struggle there. So
I think your follow-up is Drew. Drew versus Jay, or Sammy versus Jay,
so
or Jimmy versus Jay.
So all are viable contenders. With Drew, I would say where he's gone so far, I feel like his next stop has to be Roman.
Yeah,
At this
maybe,
point
yeah.
now, he's let himself up. And granted, I don't see Roman walking away from WrestleMania with a title on his shoulder. So I could even see that work its way into Mania. But
What
I
if
don't
it's-
see Drew going over Roman in that.
What if it would be, we were saying what happens with Jay. What if it's Roman coming looking for Jay to chase that title?
Could be. Is Roman on Raw now? Is Roman a Raw guy?
Who knows? The portal doesn't officially close until the Rumble ends.
Oh, is that
That's
what they
what-
said?
that's what
Okay,
they
so
said.
we got officials now because we were teased a Roman sighting on
Yeah.
Monday way back in what was it, the last pay-per-view,
Yep.
and we didn't get it.
But with this ladder match, though, bringing it back to this topic, the ladder match within itself, I think you're going to see two things happen. You're going to see some kind of a crazy stunt off top of a ladder.
Yeah.
Cody and KO both don't shy away from doing stunts like that.
Yeah.
Even though Cody is afraid of heights, apparently.
Yeah. Well, he won't be the one. He'll be on the receiving end. He won't be giving it.
I foresee a stunner, maybe, kind of a la Sammy Guevara and Cody's match when they had their ladder match for the TNT Championship.
Okay, yeah.
I could see that happening. The second thing that I think you're going to see in this, I think you're going to see
Wow. Cody was the TNT champion.
TNT champion.
Holy hell.
He couldn't challenge for the
That,
AEW.
that felt
title.
like a lifetime.
Lifetime,
Ago now. I
right?
mean, even when I heard it, I'm like, and then obviously I knew it. We were watching it. Hell, we were on the verge of podcasting when even that was. But even hearing it, I was taken aback. Like, wait, what? And then I'm like, oh hell, wow.
But as far as the other thing that I think you're going to see in this ladder match, bloodshed. A lot of bloodshed. I think you're going to see Cody Crimson Mask.
Yeah,
You may not see KO bleed, but
I wouldn't be surprised.
for sure, I think Cody's going to be busted wide open.
I mean, much like you said, it's Dusty and Terry, right? Neither one of those guys held back when it was time to juice for the match. So I don't see these guys doing anything less.
And I also see their match going no less than 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, for a ladder match, yeah. I mean, the fact that they only got 4 matches to go, so if you give, I don't know, and let's go an hour and a half for both Rumbles, right? You still got an hour to fill if they're going 4 because they're starting at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
So everybody who's used to watching at 7 or 8, don't mess around and miss the first hour
6
or 2
o'clock,
of
everybody.
Yeah, 6 o'clock. So start 5:30. You need to be shutting it down.
That
for
just
the night.
means you get to start drinking earlier. Everybody.
Exactly. But yeah, 5:30, start shutting it down. Because if you think you're going to casually walk in around dinner time, around 8 o'clock, and turn on Royal Rumble, you done missed half of it already. So yeah, be wary. But yeah, the fact that they only got 2 matches, I think that's probably why, because they are going to dedicate a lot of time to that match, and deservedly so. I mean, it's essentially going to be the blow-off, right?
Yep.
We're not carrying that feud into Mania, so it's going to be the blow-off. So you're going to have to make it a pretty damn good match to end that feud.
So let's continue this conversation about Cody and Mania, and let's weave it into the Men's Rumble. We potentially saw one of the main events for WrestleMania
Yeah,
in the ring at the end of Monday Night Raw.
yeah.
And I dare say, out of everything that they've thrown together so far to see if it's going to stick, I think I want to see that the most right now.
Yeah. I'm far more invested in seeing Cody and Punk than I am in seeing Cody and Seth at this point.
Yep.
I'm overly invested in seeing that for Cody than I am with anybody else on the roster right now. Unless they can create a great story, in a month, there's nothing else on in the WWE that I want to see Cody do more than wrestle CM Punk at this point.
Now, everybody always talks when they get into a program with Punk. First things first, can you hang with Punk on the mic?
Yeah.
Check that box.
Yeah.
Because
Cody's a politician. So
Cody's
he
a
can definitely-
politician, so he can hang with him on the mic. And I dare say he might have bested him on the mic this past Monday night.
He might have, but that might have been by design, right? Because I mean,
True. It might have been by
Punk's a
design.
friend now, right? Normally Punk's eviscerating you, and because he's your mortal enemy.
Yep.
Punk's quote unquote a friend, so he doesn't want to eat him alive on the mic, yet. But we can get there.
Now, where this really intrigued me, Punk had me hook, line, and sinker, and Punk's done this before. Punk has a way of doing just like Jake the Snake Roberts. He has a way of talking to you, spinning a story, but keeping his voice at an even keel and making you lean in and really listen to what he's saying. And the one thing that he kept saying, we're friends. We're friends. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you how this goes. Let me tell you what you don't know yet. Heavy is the head who wears the crown. Mm-hmm. He's like, I had an historic run. I had one of the most historic runs in a long time.
434
days.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, by the time that I was trying to come down that mountain, I was trying to do everything else that they asked you to do as the champion. But the people who were gunning for me were taking their time and training and studying and honing their craft. Mm-hmm. And I'm like,
while you're out there working in the streets,
and I'm like
doing sign-ins, and you're showing the belt off, and you're Regis and Kathy Lee, and you're doing all those things, and like you said, these guys, they ain't doing none of that. They're at home. They're putting the work in.
So the story that he spun Monday night really intrigued me because it's relevant. It's truth.
Yeah.
But the best lie that the devil ever told you was spun with the truth.
Yeah.
And to hear him talk and craft what he had to say to Cody, you can tell Cody is like, you bring it. Like, okay, let's do this. I'm not so sure, Cody, that's the bite of the apple you want to take.
Yeah,
sir.
No. So I really like the parallel you drew there with comparing Jake to CM Punk there, and I especially like the line that you said. What'd you say? He kept telling him. He said, "We're friends. We're friends." Well, what did Jake always tell everybody before the snake bit? Trust me.
Trust me.
All he said was trust me. That was his entrance
That's
song
his
from
thing.
Trust me.
Me.
And you did. You looked at Jake, and Jake looked, he's a stand-up guy. Jake said, "Hey, look, I'm telling you all the secrets. I'm telling you exactly what's going to happen.
Up front.
All you got to do is trust me." But just like CM Punk said, I'm telling you everything too, but I'm going to stab you in the front, not in the back.
Yeah.
Well, Jake said, "Well, I don't have to stab you in either one, but I'm going to hit you with the three most devastating letters in the 80s.
The DDT.
The DDT. And then Eddie's going to put you down." Yep. So, whereas because of the whole AEW thing, I really wasn't interested in seeing Punk and Cody fight before, because to me, it would just be like a slap in the face of AEW. So, like, God, you could have had this WrestleMania type level main event and you screwed both of it up. So I didn't want to see it before, but now if they start drawing me in, and I don't want to hear the whole "we were friends 10 years ago," or blah, blah, blah.
I'm doing this out of respect for your daddy.
Exactly. I don't want to hear CM Punk talk about, I loved your dad so much and blah, blah. No, to hell with all that. At this point now, I want to stick with where we're at now and only go forward from here. We're friends today. We've been friends before. Here's where we go from here. Not where we've been. Here's where we go.
But there's the ticket. What, like we said a while ago, what did he keep saying? We're friends.
Yeah.
We're friends. What was his first line when he looked into that camera when he came back to the WWE? I ain't here to make friends. I'm here to make money.
Yep.
Cody needs to wake up.
Well, that's why I want him to branch out of that and go forward, because they're doing the exact same thing with KO right now. Right. KO keeps telling him, "We were friends. We were friends. We were friends." Fuck friends. And I didn't mean to, I'm only doing one, so we don't have to go PG-13, but forget friends. Okay.
Yep.
We're here. We're all in this business to make money, right? Nobody started wrestling to say, I want to make this, I want to be the best part of the brotherhood and never want to win a title. Nobody ever said that, right? It may have happened that way, but nobody initiated their starting to wrestle with, man, I want to make a lot of friends. So let's get through the friends thing. Let's get past the friends thing, and let's get into, this is why I want to take your head off, and I need that title to be the man. Let's get into that.
So the way that they have spun things, Cody has come out on numerous interviews saying that what you guys are going to see for Mania, nobody could have ever seen coming, right?
Uh-huh.
So 6 months ago, could you have called that it was going to come down to Cody and Punk?
Nope.
Nah, I couldn't.
No, definitely not.
But now
we had we're on record predicting Punk and Seth.
Yeah.
Even though we weren't, we were like, man, it's going to be a long, drawn out affair to get there.
I think they gave us that early to get it out of the way so it would put people's minds at ease for what they really wanted to do at Mania. Yeah. But we're talking about the men's Rumble. We're talking about, obviously, who we feel like is going to win the Rumble, and that's CM Punk. What adversity is he going to have to go through to win this match? Obviously, you've got a cast of who's who that has declared for the Rumble.
Yep.
You've got people that potentially could come into the Rumble that we don't even know about. Hot topic is Aleister Black.
Yep.
Could he be coming back? Look, just for his entrance alone, please come back.
Oh, yeah.
Please come back.
Absolutely.
I loved his entrance. I loved all the mystique about him. When he went to AEW as Malachi Black, I was so invested.
Yep. And apparently Tony wasn't, though.
And they screwed around.
Clearly TK wasn't all invested. No. He was invested in having the name on his roster, but he wasn't invested in let's make this character, an all-time main eventer.
We got a tease for who else could buck up against each other in the Rumble with Penta and Braun Breaker, which ultimately looked like that may be the next program that Braun Breaker gets into.
That sounds like fun.
But Penta ain't getting no younger.
Hey, pull the trigger now.
Pull the trigger.
What are we waiting on? Braun Breaker ain't getting no younger either, but Braun, it's time for him to start working with those type of characters that is either going to help elevate him or it's going to put that guy over. It's time for them to quote unquote poop or get off the pot on this one.
With Braun, I don't think it hurts him to drop the title.
No, not in. Because you can move him into main events right after that. I
look at Braun just like I look at LA Knight. They have a better time chasing than they do holding and defending.
And plus, traditionally, the IC belt was always that stepping stone to the main event anyway. Hey, Braun's done his thing, but let him put a guy over like Penta at WrestleMania, move him up to that main event level, and keep him there. Don't backtrack off of it. Don't stumble down the way. No, you put him in the main event level and he's a contender or he's your champion, one of the two, but you don't pull him back. He doesn't never need to be mid-grade again.
All right, we need to flip and talk about the Women's Rumble before we're forced to wrap this episode up. Women's Rumble, all of us believe that Charlotte Flair is going to be your winner, right?
Carmella 2.0?
Carmella 2.0.
Look,
Charlotte, you fine as is. Come on, girl.
Hey, come on. She wrote her own story. She said her greatest opponent is herself. So clearly, because when she looks in the mirror, she's always having a fight. So yeah, I need her to end that match and move on to another match. You don't need to wrestle yourself no more. You are a millionaire. You got everything you ever wanted. Most decorated women's champion of all time in wrestling.
Take a break. Take all of the hate, take all of the Twitter trolls, take everything that's out there that comes against you and just listen to the Booker's Alliance one time. Ignore that shit.
Just we ain't got time. Yeah, that stuff is so superficial. I know
you are the queen for a reason. You are 14-time champ for a reason.
15, something like that. She's up there. She's stacked.
So with her entering the Rumble, obviously.
Well, not stacked. I didn't mean like that. I don't want to send her back to the chair. I mean, we don't want to talk about anything physical here no more. When I contributed to the craziness.
So outside of Charlotte, who could be winning this thing outside of Charlotte?
I mean, I still stand 10 toes down on Jade Cargill. If you're you didn't take her off TV for all that time for nothing. They had to have been working with her. They have to be comfortable with, hey, let's do this. They'll have a good 2.5 months between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania to tell the whole story of here's who attacked me and let them get past that and work their way up to she's going to contend for one of those women's titles. And again, same thing what I just said a minute ago. Pooper get off the pot on this thing, right?
Yep. Also, we're talking about the Women's Royal Rumble, but I've got a dotted line connector to the Men's Royal Rumble real quick. Rhea Ripley's one of your 30 entrants in the Men's Royal Rumble.
No.
Mark my words, she is going to enter that match. She's not going to win it, but she's champion.
And that's the reason why she won't get in it, because there's no way to cleanly get her eliminated.
Mark my words.
Unless Dom throws her out. I mean, that's the only way to get her in there and get her involved without it being a bad thing.
Rhea will be a entrant in the Men's Royal Rumble.
I do not see that. That one's not going to happen, sir.
All right, going back to the women.
So we got JR's podcast now. Somebody coming in the door right now. What the hell's happening here?
All kinds of stuff going on.
Apparently.
All right, so obviously there's all kinds of stories swirling around Alexa Bliss right now. Will she, won't she be in the Rumble? Who knows? Could it be all
always a will she, won't we with girls like her, isn't it? Dan, that's all, I feel like my whole teenage years was always a will she, won't she with girls
and
look
there
like
we
her.
go, everybody.
I'm just saying, it just impacted me at that moment. Girls that look like her, I spent my whole life, will she, won't she? Damn, will they ever?
Will they ever? Do I also think we may see some NXT superstars pop up?
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
absolutely. Jordan Grace is a given.
Yeah.
She's going to be in there.
Hell, she was in it last year. She's got to be in it.
I almost would like to see her win it just to go challenge Rhea.
No.
Frank said no.
No. Awesome idea.
No, just they have
not. No. You don't come fresh out of the quote unquote indies and win the Rumble. Hell, we ain't ready for that.
Elimination Chamber, maybe?
Yeah, we'll see her next year. Talk to me in 2026.
All right, so the Women's Rumble is definitely, I think you're going to see maybe a blast from the past or two. You might see Nikki Bella. Obviously, Michelle McUndertaker, she'll be in there somewhere. But, you know, I don't feel like there's a lot of intrigue for the Women's Rumble as there is for the men's, unfortunately.
Because at the top, I mean, you got Rhea Ripley sitting at the top of one, and then Tiffany Stratton sitting at, freshly crowned champion Tiffany Stratton. So I don't feel like whoever wins the Rumble on the women's side, and Mary Mother of Jesus could come down and win the Rumble on the women's side. I don't feel like either one of those champions are getting decrowned this year at the WrestleMania matches. So it's kind of just a foregone conclusion.
Is it sacrilegious now if I go make her create a character?
I mean, hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Mary was just a person. I mean, she was nothing more than a mere mortal.
Now, Catholics may hold her in a different esteem, though.
Possibly, but nonetheless, we digress.
All right, since it seems like we're going off a wild tangent right now, let's go ahead and wrap this episode up. So we got the Rumble coming up. Everybody, let us know your thoughts. Drop us a line on our social media platforms. Let us know who you think is going to win the Royal Rumble and where it could go. What's going to happen with Jay? Could Jay go be a WrestleMania main eventer against Gunther for his belt? What's going to happen there? Is Cody going to retain, or is KO going to take it? Is Punk going to win the Rumble?
Anything could happen.
Who knows, man? Who knows? It's all over the place right now.
Anything could happen.
All right. We thank you, everybody. We appreciate what you do. And with that, we bid you adieu.
Amen.
Today's podcast was produced by SBP. You can find our podcast on all major podcast platforms. Also, connect with us on our social media accounts. Search for The Bookers Alliance on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X.